Hey there, it's good to see you. What the frick is up, mother freakers? Man, it's another evening. I'm coming to you. We're gonna have a little chat here, a little chatty chat. And what I'm gonna be talking about today is delayed gratification. Delayed gratification. That's one of those buzzwords that all these finance gurus will talk about, man. You tune into Dave Ramsey, he'll throw that in there. These Asian finance guys you watch, he'll throw that in there. And I'm going to talk about it. And my wife and I, we did our usual humiliation ritual of going to the grocery store. Yeah, it's kind of a humiliation ritual. Why I refer to it as a humiliation ritual is because really just of the price of everything. It's kind of hilarious at this point. You look in the grocery store and see the bag of cheese, the gallon of milk, whatever have you, cost this much. It's just a humiliation ritual, okay? So we go in there, and it's gonna be at least minimum $200. You know how it goes, and man, we're pretty frugal, right? We're pretty careful with our money, but things just cost what they are. It's just me and her, so really and truly, I'm just doing a whole lot of belly aching. It's not that bad, right? But it's a ritual, okay? Just humor me. You know what I'm talking about. And so I say, hey, honey, I'm going to sit this one out. Okay, I'm just going to sit in the car. I don't want to go in there. I don't want to deal with it. You do your thing. She said, oh, I'll be in there only 25, 30 minutes. Well, you know how that goes, fellas. That turned into at least 45, if not an hour, 60 minutes, okay? So I'm sitting there, and I'm thinking, okay, she's about to come out. I'm going to position the car in a parking spot so when she comes out, I'm right in the right spot. Okay, so I take our Hyundai Kona, and I do a little loop-de-loop around the parking lot. And what do I see parked in the parking lot? I see a really, really nice-looking Dodge Challenger. And you may be thinking, hey, high value, those aren't like the coolest out there. No, this one was pretty sweet, man. It was red, and it had like the hood was black. It's hard to describe, but the thing was freaking sweet looking. It was probably, I don't know, at least a Scat Pack or maybe a Hellcat. Who knows? And they don't make Challengers anymore. Challengers went out of production in 2023. So I mean, you can still buy them. I kind of missed the boat for that, for the Challenger era. Some people think Challengers are kind of like almost, I don't know, like a lower class looking car. If you've got one of those, man, you're just like kind of a hooligan a little bit. I think they're sweet. My dad had a Dodge Charger when he was a youngster. He sold for like $300 or something like that. Okay, boomer, you know what I'm saying? Like, isn't that crazy? $300 for a copper Charger back in the day. It wasn't the nicest one. But where am I going with this, man? I'm driving this little Hyundai Kona. I got a Chrysler. I got a Mopar, a Chrysler Pacifica. I'm in the Mopar family. It's sitting back in my rent house. And I drive by this car, and I'm thinking, dude, what the frick am I doing, man? What am I doing? Why am I driving what I'm driving? I could afford a car like that. I could. So it ebbs and it flows, right? I go through a flow state where like, nah, I don't need anything. I'm good right where I'm at. I'm good. I got the clothes I need. I got the car I need. I've got a roof over my head. I've got everything I need, dude. But then I drive by something that's really good looking. Maybe something that just had a car wash, man. Maybe it got waxed, and I'm looking at that and I'm saying, dude, I'm a freaking loser. I'm a loser. I'm a loser. Look at me. I'm so tight, and I'm thinking too much about the future. I'm thinking about index funds and investing. I'm thinking like an effing Riri, man. I'm thinking like a. I'll just say, I'm being retarded right now. I'm freaking retarded. If I was single, dude, you better freaking believe I'd be going to get a nice car. But now I'm married. I'm like, yeah, I don't really need those things, right? Like that's just a phase, dude. Today, delayed gratification is tough, man. It is hard because I'm thinking, and I also passed. I think what was a Lexus IS 3 or 500 F Sport, and I was looking at the 350 F Sports for a while because I thought we were gonna have to trade the van. Well, what do you know? Nothing is wrong with our van. Nothing is mechanically wrong with the van. It's great. Frick, dude. As my Mormon buddy used to say, frick. Delayed gratification, it's one of those things you gotta have to build wealth. We are in a spot right now where we've got all of our basic needs met and we're comfortable, but we're in a spot right here where we can decide to let lifestyle creep get us. We could be victims of lifestyle creep. I could cave and go get a nice car. Man, I could go get a Z71 Chevrolet Suburban, or I could go get a what are those? A Lexus GX 550. I could go get a lot of things, man. A Porsche Macan, right? A Cayenne. I gotta be reasonable here. I can't go get a GT3S or something like that right now. I mean, I probably could afford the payment and insurance, but that would be kind of crazy. Like a more realistic sports car, dude, like a BMW Z4 Handschlafter, whatever whatever the package is. It's a manual transmission. Corvette, Stingray. It'd be tough. I mean, I can make the payments insurance on a Z06, but man, like all these things would be so freaking cool to have. But do I want that or do I want my money? Do I want the sports car and the fun and the thrill, or do I want to be a millionaire sooner? Which one is it, right? Because down the road, like I want to own land, man. I want to own a side-by-side, four-wheelers, guns. I want to go hunt. My buddy, he got invited to go hunt in Africa because our dental school classmate won this trip. I want to go freaking hunt in Africa, man. My next door neighbor, he's probably early 70s now, primary care physician. He's going to do all that stuff. Like that stuff is coming. There's going to come a day. So I have to delay the gratification now and not flush my money down the toilet into a depreciating asset for some giggles, for some momentary fleeting fun on an item that's going to depreciate, that I'm going to want something else in a year or two. And here's the kicker, folks. I'm about to be a surgical resident. I'm about to be so busy in the hospital, I'm not going to have time to enjoy a car. If I bought a Corvette, man, it would just sit here in the garage, in the house, or it would sit out parked in front of the hospital without a cover on it, getting rained on, the sun beating down on it. So it's like I've chosen this path. Like I'm so locked the freak in. I don't have time to enjoy anything. So like that's the secret. That's my secret. Like I'm locked into this path, and like I could quit. Like I could go to the academic advisor people today and be like, hey, like this isn't for me. I'm done. I'm gonna go be a general dentist and make solid money. It's not what I want to do, right? It's not what I want to do. I'll make less money in the long run. I'm giving up millions and millions of dollars if I did that. A lot of thoughts here. Just seeing that one Challenger sparks so many thoughts and so many variables and paths and philosophies, ways of thinking priorities, what you value and what you don't value. Here's a thought. If I went and bought a nice car, you're making the payments, you're paying the insurance, you're paying the tires, everything, you're having a good time, but something you're giving up your freedom, in that, like, sure, you technically have to work longer, but you're giving up the ability to walk away from people or situations that you don't want any part of. Because that's essentially what it comes down to, like what your retirement is, what your financial freedom is. It is the ability to not have to deal with things you don't want to deal with. People who have money, there's plenty of people who are well off. They could maybe completely retire, but they still go work because they want purpose. They like what they do. That is like the true state of living to me. You have choices. And you know what? In dentistry, if there's a certain patient or if there's a certain type of procedure that you don't like, that makes you mad, that gets your stress way out of proportion, you don't have to deal with it. Because your finances are in order, the house is in order, you delayed all that time of rewarding yourself for finally the moment where you can tell people no. That's the golden word, man, is no. Right now, I'm in the phase of life where it's yes, please, give me some more. And bend over and take it, and bend over and take it. Yes, please. Like all the assistants, all of the staff, the personnel in my residency program, you better believe I'm going to want to make their jobs better, make them happy. You know, to me, everybody's my boss when I'm a student. Everybody, because they could make my life HE double hockey stick. You know, they could cause me problems. They could report me and potentially get me kicked out of this residency. So I'm not in a position to say no. I'm not a trust fund kid. I don't have millions of dollars. I don't have somebody that's going to come behind me and bail me out and save me. This is it, dude. I'm the captain of the ship, and it's me and my wife, and dude, I'm steering this thing. And if something bad happens to me, we both go down. Some of you may be watching this like, dude, come on. You're a doctor. This is no way to live how you're living, how you're thinking. And I can see why somebody would think that, right? You're overthinking this. My dad would tell me, you're overthinking this. Go reward yourself. Go have fun. Go get the car. And I love my dad to death, but I've watched him his whole life. He's worked in the custom home business and blue collar work, and I've seen the stress that has been in his life because he's never been able to say no to a job. He's always needed to work, to have to do the work, to pay his bills. And that's like a normal human being, right? Most people, that's just part of human existence. You know, it's really like a modern concept of being able to literally retire and be taken care of. Dude, you're not going to find that like in South Africa or Africa. Like that is like a Western European modern invention, really modern, because we have a middle class now. So it's like I'm not speaking down on my dad, but if he were to have focused in, if he were to have not collected so much clutter, and if he would have steadily put money into index funds and had that delayed gratification, he could have retired earlier. He could have. But I will say too, this information, like I'm talking to you right now on this camera, and you're on the toilet, you're taking a big fat one on the white porcelain throne. You're looking at this, listening to what I'm saying. This information coming to you, man, it wasn't in. The boomers didn't have it. They couldn't just turn on this magic screen in front of them and listen to somebody, give them advice, and go on Robinhood and just just put money into thin air and have it grow, right? Bitcoin and Microsoft and whatever, Amazon, Tesla. This is like a modern thing. We're in a new age here with this. So just let that sit. Let that sit. Think about that, man. Delayed gratification. What do you really want? What do I want? I'm in forced gratification right now because I'm about to go to residency, and I don't have time to enjoy nice things. Maybe a steak here and there. So with that, I will leave you. Hey, I hope I earned your subscription. I hope I earned your like, and I hope I earned your comment. Let me know what you think below. Until next time, HighValueDMD out.